It's been a rough couple of years with a pandemic and words like unprecedented and crisis dominating the headlines.
How do you react to these numbers without feeling at least some level of panic?
In fact, the last decade has seen a 13% rise in mental health and substance abuse disorders.
1 in 3 people will experience an anxiety disorder in their lifetime. 44% of high school students report feeling persistently sad and hopeless. Within 1 decade, suicide rates have tripled for 10 to 24-year-olds.
While the stats are damning, we've also seen an uptick in people speaking out to break the stigma.
If your happiness depends on the actions of others, you're at mercy of things that you can't control.
When my anxiety is high, it feels like an absolute inability to make decisions.
You're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not going to be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone.
Peking Duk's Reuben Styles is telling his own story, having lost a close mate to suicide and more recently dealing with his own battles. In support of World Mental Health Day, Reuben is leading an initiative called A Country in Chorus, with a brand new song to support the cause.
Please welcome Reuben Styles. Welcome back, mate. Thanks for being here. So that song's called Interstellar?
That is Interstellar, featuring Jimmy the Queen on the vocals, the hottest drag queen in the world, by the way.
Right. Well, you've made that judgment definitive. Excellent.
Yeah, definitive, black and white.
But it's attached to this thing, so A Country in Chorus is the broader cause. Why is it so important for you to get involved?
Well, A Country in Chorus, it just came up probably 9 months ago. I had a call with Osher and Jack Bancroft from AIM and Maggie Beer, and we wanted to do something special.
What a call, by the way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was a bizarre collection of people, but we decided let's get together, let's do something special, and we wanted to create a hoodie, something AIM do quite a bit, and so we got together, and Maggie Beer said, let's all sing about it. And I was like, okay, that sounds cute. Yeah. That sounds awesome.
I love that Maggie Beer came up with the idea to sing about it. Yeah. That's very cool.
Have you seen her rock out to the song yet?
Well, I'm waiting for it, Maggie. We're on.
Yeah, we just heard in the story there that you were just a teenager when you lost a mate to suicide.
Yeah.
Did you know much about depression before that?
Didn't know a thing about it, and it was really hard, and still always will be. It was probably one of the worst times in my life, hands down. And I think seeing someone not show any sign of weakness and then have this happen the next day was it was a big wake-up call, and it made me realise there has got to be a point in my life where I'm not just celebrating the good times, but I want to start talking about the harder things too. And I think Australia is quite unique in that sense, where we have a little bit of a harden up attitude and a little bit of a keep a smile on your dial all the way through. And I think that's something which I think breaking the stigma is so important about, especially in this country.
I mean, you've been very open about your mental health struggles as well. How do you feel like you're doing now?
I'm feeling okay now. I'm seeing a therapist, and that helps a lot.
Hell yeah, I love therapy. Yeah.
And I think it's got to be not a weird thing to see a therapist either, or talk about it. And I think maybe blokes find it a bit harder to talk about it in general. Yeah. It's not as cool, maybe. And
maybe it needs a rebrand. I call mine the check up from the neck up.
Yes,
that's not bad.
nice.
Great.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's like when a car's like kind of broken down, or not even broken down. If it just needs a little bit of a hot wiring to get a little bit better. Yeah. Something you can do always is go get it fixed or improved.
I feel like hot wiring might not be the right metaphor.
But I saw where you were going with that.
It was just came
It's
up
like, we
with
need the men to go to therapy. Okay, I'm going to get up with a car metaphor.
You take the car to a therapist. I was confused there. I didn't.
You'd take a car to a mechanic, but a lot of people wouldn't take their head to a head person.
Yes.
We got there. Now, you mentioned the stigma before. Now, you're a party guy. You're at festivals. Like, you come across as such a fun person. The stigma, is it important to look past that a lot of the time?
100%. I think the stigma is really, as I said before, the main problem. I think, like, Australia makes it really hard. I guess we all want to be larrikins, and we all always want to keep the vibe high, and that is important, but it's also important to, be able to talk to your mates about things when they aren't going too well.
And what if you think you've got some friends or people close to you going through kind of these problems, what are things you can do? What can you look out for?
I think always be there for them and always suggest that, it's not weird to get help and support.
Take your car to the therapist.
That's it. Take the car to the
100%.
For some hot wiring. If that story has brought up any issues for you, help, of course, is available. That is the whole point. You can call Beyond Blue anytime, 1300 22 4636. And for more information about a country in chorus, please head to our website. In the meantime, please thank Reuben.